The theme of fitting in and standing out can be seen in many different areas of our society. It has been presented in the text The Great Gatsby, as well as in ancient Rome, and today we can even see it in our modern times through popular culture and the different propaganda and commercials that we see in our everyday lives. There was nothing to look at from under the tree except Gatsby's enormous house. A brewer had built it early in the period craze a decade before, and there was a story that he had agreed to pay 5 years' taxes on all the neighboring cottages if the owners would have their roof thatched with straw. Perhaps their refusal took to the heart out of his plan to found a family, and he went into immediate decline. His children sold the house with a black wreath still on the door. Americans, while occasionally willing to be serfs, have always been obstinate about being peasantry. Fitzgerald, 93.
Oh my god, I can't believe she's wearing all purple.
Actually, purple was the color of quite significant in ancient Roman times and dates all the way back to 1600 BC. Purple was a sign of opulence, and it was very rare and made from the mucus of various species of marine mollusks. It took some 12,000 shellfish to extract 1.5 grams of purple dye, so therefore purple was very expensive and only the wealthy could access it.
Oh.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, gotta be me. I want to live, not merely survive, and I won't give up on this dream of life that keeps me alive. Gotta be me. I've gotta be me. Oh yeah, I gotta be me. Oh yeah, I gotta be me. Oh yeah, I gotta be me. What else could I be but who I am? Gotta be me. I gotta be me. I want to live, not merely survive.
If you believe that what you think you can do, then there's no room for doubt. Obviously, if you think you can do it, who's to tell you you can't? Don't be afraid of it. Don't worry about what anyone else think about it. You live it and you believe in it. But don't set out to be different. I set out to be me, and people think it's different. That's boldness and that's self-belief. That's how I do.
An example would be saying excuse me when you sneeze in public.
And why do you think this is important?
It's a tradition so that people around you don't freak out when you sneeze on them.
Is it more important to fit in or stand out to you right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, if I stand out, I kind of look like a loser. Not like a loser, but kind of like a weirdo.
Yes.
Well, standing out is a very big risk, because if it doesn't work, you could get highly suspended or expelled for doing something bad.
What is your definition of standing out exactly?
Standing out, not caring about the rules, doing what you want to do.
Okay, so referring to the question, how do you see these thematic ideas applying to your life in the situations you find yourself in as a sophomore? Well, I have 3 examples. My first one is lockers and backpacks. And at the junior high, is a rule and also social norm, more of a rule, but it was still a social norm too, to use your lockers and not your backpacks. But like every now and then you would see this kid using his backpack, and the first thing that would pop into your mind is, ooh, he's a nerd. And, I know that sounds really bad, but, I mean, you can't really help what you think. You can, but, yeah, anyway. At the high school, everything kind of just, like, flipped around, and now you're supposed to use your backpacks and not use your lockers, and you don't really have a choice. Like, if you were to just use your locker and not your backpacks at all, people would just think you're stupid. And, they would push you out of the way because the hallways are narrow, and they're crowded. So you don't really have a choice. Standing out comes with a certain extent, and once you start to stand out like too much and you go like past that certain line, you start to become egotistical, and yeah, so it's really all about like the balance of balancing, trying to fit into the social norms, like knowing what's the social norms and what's just going with the flow, and how to stand out by being yourself, not by being obnoxious. So yeah.
When I think of fitting in, standing out in a high school, I think that it's a very broad interpretation. Because if you were to like walk down a hallway and say like this person fits in and this person doesn't, you'd realize that no one person fits in or stands out. It's your definition of what fitting in or standing out is that kind of shapes your standard for who fits in and who stands out.
Okay, so when I think of fitting in and standing out, I think directly to social norms. And when we go into high school as sophomores, we really have to incorporate our own social norms that we've developed as an individual, along with the new ones that we come into contact with. So I think it's important to have a nice balance of both of them in order to decide if you really want to fit in or stand out in high school. In conclusion, our group has decided that the theme of fitting in and standing out will be present in society till the end of time.
It's up to you, though, on whether you choose to fit in or stand out.
I'm Mikayla Blaska, and I approve this message.